A lot of the things that people might consider expenses have constantly been assets for you.
Yeah,
and
bro.
able to kind of make the most out of all those situations.
Like the first house we went to, bro, where Drew lives now, I bought it for $850K, sold it for $1 million. Then I bought another house in the community in front. I bought that house for, what was it, 1.4 million. I sold it for 2.1. And now here, I'm just renting because interest rates are so high. And the housing market here in Miami is crazy. Imagine I sold my crib for $2 million. It's just, I saw my houses as just a different form of a savings account. You know what I mean? And you could use the houses to depreciate on taxes also, especially with investments too, investment properties. So I did a lot of different things. On top of that, I never paid capital gains tax because you just kept doing a 1031 exchange.
1031 exchange, there you go. So let's talk about some things for trading. So you're sitting at the station, and when you finally get on here, what are some of like the first things that you would recommend that traders do when they get on the charts in the morning, or whatever time that they wake up?
Bro, I mean, I feel like I just give myself like at least like 30 minutes of headspace just to allow myself to wake up. And then when I hop on the charts, honestly, just doing breakdowns for my community just sharpens my edge like even more. I don't know if you experience this, but like the more you teach, the better, more precise you get in the markets, because it's just like constant. You're doing it not just for yourself, but you're giving analysis for other people as well. So you want to be like as perfect as you possibly can. You don't really slack on anything. So I find that me teaching actually just makes me even better every single day.
I'm glad you noticed that too. That's something I always find. It's not even just exposing yourself to it. Sometimes it's just having to explain it out loud.
Yeah,
because as traders, sometimes it's intuitive and you're like, I know why I'm taking this trade.
Yeah.
When you have to explain it, you start to realize like, I don't really, I kind of have to think a little bit harder to explain how this is.
Yeah.
And you tend to know it a little bit better.
Yeah, literally, bro. Yeah, you can sit down, bro.
So in terms of trading, what are you really looking at these days?
Bro, honestly, I was trading the S&P 500 index. I was trading the US 30 and the NASDAQ. So it's been a super choppy week. There hasn't been like great opportunity in the markets. I've caught like very small moves with my day trading institution community. But I mean, the biggest move that we caught was taking buys from, I believe it was 160.300 all the way until 160.800, which is 50 pips. That's the biggest move that we've caught this week. I'm only trading GJ now just because, again, I'm trading the London session. I don't want to trade the stock market after hours, which there's not much volume in the stock market.
So how come London session? So I mean, most people, it's like, well, I'm going to trade the session where it's the most available for me. And since we're in Miami here, it would make sense to trade New York. So why do you trade London?
Bro, just because I know me, it's a lot easier for me to just be up all night because my brain is already active. I've been talking about charts, you know what I mean? So it's kind of like clockwork at this point versus me trying to jump into a new routine. So I did it early on in quarter 4, right? Where right once I hit August, I wanted to trade New York session. I wanted to trade indices. I did that, and bro, it went fantastic. I was having back-to-back 100K days. Like it felt like bread and butter. But again, the market conditions were different.
Yeah.
We were in a complete bear market. And I'm a lot better of a short seller than I am a long buyer, and I make a lot more money selling versus buying. And I was just able to capitalize off of the market conditions and the fact that it was kind of more or less, the market was in a condition that I'm a lot better at trading, which is selling. I'm a way better seller than I am a buyer.
There you go.
So I was able to capitalize off of that very well. It wasn't like an overnight transition though. Like, I gave it like 2 or 3 days of me just getting in the routine of waking up for New York session. And then I traded like on maybe like the 4th or the 5th day. Okay. You know what I mean? But like trading like the stock market or just indices in general is like a completely different ball game than trading currencies.
For sure. I mean, you have a very specific edge. So clearly there's not trades happening all the time.
No.
But how, like, I mean, I see this station I think would be really easy to work in. But how much time do you feel like you spend at this station a day?
Bro, hours upon hours upon hours, bro. Like,
talk to me about the day trading institution, for example. Like, how much time do you spend with those folks? And like, while you're on those calls, what are you really trying to like get across to those?
Bro, so like with DTI last year, my goal for the day trading institution, the first version, was to have the online course with a continuous education. So basically, like, I would do webinars 3-4 times a week. If I didn't do a webinar, I would just post a breakdown, right? And I did that, went great, perfect. Now, what I'm doing this year to provide as much value as possible, because my course is not cheap. You know, it's $1,500 for my course, but then you look at my students' results. Just this year alone, I've had 2 people quit their 9-to-5 jobs and become full-time traders. So the value is definitely there. And that's one thing that a lot of people don't seem to understand is it's a short-term investment for a long-term gain. You know, I've had even a bunch of people that still work at their 9-to-5 jobs, bro. They have 30K payouts from any funded company, you know, from the Funded Trader, FTMO, from Leveled Up, right? We have payouts over $20,000, like, and it's almost pretty frequent inside of DTI. So imagine the ROI you get for investing $1,500 into a course plus your time to then make endless amounts of money. Like my most recent successful student, his name is Claudio, right? He paid me a total of $1,500 for the day trading institution and another maybe $2,000 for the boot camp. He took both of those. He had already been learning from me from DTI in January, took the boot camp in April, right? So he invested a total of, call it $3,500 in me and my education, literally right after the boot camp in March. He had his first $40,000 month. So he invested not just his time, but $3,500 in me, another $600 into a funded account.
But was able to make 40K on the back end. Exactly.
You know what I mean?
So Raul, if I'm not mistaken, you're still on the leaderboard for FTMO. That's probably one of the highest payouts, if not like you're on the top 5.
Probably, I'm not sure.
There's probably 1,000 people watching this that are about to start a challenge or are doing a challenge. Are there any tips that you can give to people being on the leaderboard of FTMO?
Honestly, bro, it just really comes down to risk management at the end of the day. Like there's just nothing other than that. It's not like things you should tweak in your trading methodology. It really just comes down to risk management. Like you have to be able to maintain yourself within those risk parameters. And you also have to understand what trades are worth putting risk behind and what trades are worth taking risk off of the table. Like that's why I focus on like the highest probability setups, because for me, I'm not just going to go into a trade that I don't see has a high probability of going into my favor. And when I do take those high probability setups nowadays, I just put more money behind the trade versus kind of just like taking any setup that I see with smaller risk. I eliminate those setups that are kind of maybe like not the greatest setups, but they're still set up and there's still possibility to make money. I completely eliminate those setups from my trading and I literally only focus on the highest probability setups possible, and I put money behind those setups. Because, bro, you're not just going to be working for 6 years plus to just kind of barely have any confidence in the markets and barely any confidence in yourself. Like if you statistically know that you have an edge in the market, why not exploit that edge to the best of your ability? You know what I mean? So when it comes to my trading nowadays and how I actually manage the FTMO account I was big on leveraging the profit that I already had in the market. So my goal is when I start off any trading account is to preserve that initial starting balance as much as I possibly can. And obviously as the account grows and I have more and more profit from obviously the account, then that's kind of when I start to scale up on my risk and really just try and leverage my profit as much as possible without trying to risk too much. If that makes any sense. And that's how I was able to have those 100K days, bro. I made $1 million in that month, literally just trading alone, using that same exact methodology. And again, when the market conditions are there, bro, it's really all about patience and risk to reward.
I think like what you said that was really important is some traders think that at some point you get so good that you're going to win every trade. No, what it sounds like is that you have such a defined edge that you're very selective with the trades you're taking.
Of course.
And that's what's giving you your confidence?
Of course.
Hell yeah.
Bro, I mean, it really all just comes down to edge at the end of the day, understanding where there's going to be orders in the market, liquidity, supply and demand zones. And then from there, bro, I mean, even if you just trade with the trend alone, you're going to have an edge in the market.
Are there still days where you like don't see anything in the markets and you still
100%.
feel the need to trade, but you just find a way to keep yourself out of it?
100%. And you know what? Like doing these live sessions with my day trading institution keeps me even more accountable, because it was literally earlier this week that we were looking at GJ and we waited like 3 hours for our setup. Our setup came and it was literally a trade that happened within an hour. It hit our take profits and we were all able to capitalize off of waiting for 3 hours. But then there are days where, bro, there's just no trades. You know, it happens.
For sure. And just real quick, since we're already sitting at the station, you have the inspiration coming in. If there's 3 tips that you can give to people in 2023 for how to maximize their trading, what do you think those would be?
Honestly, bro, the very first thing anybody should have in their trading, especially if you want to scale, is a trading plan. You need to have defined rules of what assets you're trading. You need to have defined rules of what times you're going to be trading. You need to have defined 100%. Rules on all of that. It all needs to be planned. Trading is a business. You don't want to just kind of come in the market and go off the whim, you know? So we talked about a trading plan. If I were to give it 2 more things on, what was it, to scale your trading this year?
Yeah, how for people to improve their trading this year. So they're taking challenges, they just funded a brand new account, they think 2023 is going to be their year. So what are 3 tips that you'd feel like would benefit people to keep in mind while they're trading this year?
Honestly, if like you're somebody that trades with a lot of indicators, I would remove as many indicators as possible and simply focus on price action and understand what having an edge is in the market and understand the probabilities inside of the market. Oof. Because once you adopt the probabilities mindset, you're always going to have in the back of your mind, okay, I still have a chance of losing this trade, although I have 100 confluences in the world as to why this trade would go in my favor. There's still a 10%, 20% chance I could lose this position. So let me control myself and control my risk. I just don't want to be going all in on every single trade. You know what I mean? So understanding having an edge in the market and probabilities is honestly the biggest like turnkey, if that's kind of how you want to put it.
There we go. That actually kind of counts as 2. We have the trading plan, understanding probabilities, and making sure that you know your edge and you've defined your edge. Raul, I appreciate you giving that breakdown. You want to show the guys the cars? Real quick, bro, you want to give a quick tour?
100%. I mean, this used to be my office.
Okay,
I mean, if you guys want, I'll give you a full tour of the house.
Sure, we might as well. Yeah, that's super cool.
Bro, that was made for me years ago. When I had my first like $30,000 day, I had that done.
That's super dope.
Yeah.
So now this is like a backup office, or is it gonna make it into like a secondary office?
Yeah, it's gonna be my wife's.
Yep.
It's gonna be my wife's. Bro, I guess like the highlight of the house would be the terrace, to be honest with you. Everything else is pretty like normal house stuff, you know what I mean? I have my master bedroom, I have my closet. Bro, I'm not even gonna lie, my closet's as big as that room.
Are you serious?
Yeah, bro, it's ridiculous.
Do you need the full space or no? Does your girl take up half the
my
closet?
My wife takes up literally 70% of the closet.
That's usually how it goes.
This is a terrace.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, this is like
this is nice.
The jacuzzi, barbecue area, little dining area.
Nice skyline too.
Yeah, so if I end up purchasing this property, bro, I'm remodeling the entire thing. I'm gonna make it like a dope party vibe.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
I need the invite. If you're having get-togethers on the weekends, if you're doing poker nights 100%. Or whatever, I need that invite. This is a hell of a scene.
Yeah, bro.
Dude, I rewatched your vlog video from the summit. I had one question, is how hard was it to get all the cars there? You had like 4 or 5 cars pull up.
Yeah, at that point in time, I had like 5 cars.
Yeah.
I had like 5 cars. So I literally told all my boys, yo, you're driving this one, driving this one, driving this one. And we all went.
You know what's the craziest part is I don't know if I can put 5 names on my hand of people I would trust to drive my supercars. Bro, and I love you guys. I know you guys are watching this and I'm sorry.
Bro.
Not many of you.
You know what it is though? To me, it's about sharing the experience. You know what I mean? That's probably like the best part about everything. You know what I mean? Because I could be selfish, be like, no, fuck you guys, I'm gonna get the cars towed. But what's the point of that? You know what I mean? At the end of the day, they're my friends. I don't mind letting them experience something that they currently don't have.
That's absolutely incredible. And it's a very, very rare thing. You guys got to understand, nobody does that. So like just even being around this guy and just like, you know, somebody being in your circle, I think it would just be a massive blessing.
Yeah,
to even get to experience these things beforehand and kind of put themselves in those shoes.
Yeah,
eventually they can go and get those
100%.
themselves.
Bro, even when I'm at the gas station, bro, there'll be kids taking pictures of my cars. Mom's like, oh, can you take a picture inside? But yeah, go for it, no problem.
Dude, give me the pros and cons of being a celebrity down here. Because I know, like, okay, sometimes you want to be, like, when I go to the gas station, I want to be low key. I just want to go in there, grab my shit, and get out.
Yeah.
You can't be low key. So can you talk to me about the pros and cons of that?
I mean, I don't really consider myself like a celebrity or anything. But when I go to the gas station, bro, like, there'll be a lot of the times where people come up to me, want to take a picture, talk to me about trading, or, bro, like, I guess like in Miami, I'm more known than I think I am. I get a lot of DMs, bro, I see you, you're over here, you know what I mean? I wanted to go say hi to you, but I'm embarrassed or whatever. At the clubs especially, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah,
we'll keep that off camera.
I get spotted like all the time.
There you
all
go.
the time.
Are there any times where you want to be low key?
I mean, it doesn't really bother me not to be, you know? Like I'm just I'm just living, you know.
There you go.
I'm just doing me.
There you go.
I'm just doing me, you know.
So people like running up there, like taking pictures of your car and everything, that's just completely normal to you now, right?
Yeah, 100%.
All right. You guys heard it?
100%.
I appreciate the tour.
Yeah, bro, of course.
Let's go see the cars real quick.
Yeah. I actually got to go to the leveled up warehouse, check up on the guys if you guys want to come through.
Oh, that would be crazy.
Yeah.
You guys are gonna get a sneak peek at the leveled up warehouse, which is basically like a common area, working space and meetup room for the leveled up society.
I mean, basically what the leveled up headquarters is our normal meeting area. Right. At some point, we want to turn it into a trading floor, but we want a newer one, right? They're building newer warehouses. We plan on purchasing those, and we're right now working on the infrastructure so we can have a trading floor. That's ultimately the goal of what Leveled Up actually is. It's more than just like kind of like an online prop firm.
There you go. So people can come really meet up, connect with other traders who are part of the same program, and honestly get to see a lot of the cool stuff that's over there.
Yeah,
they
bro.
Can get a chance to get motivated.
100%. Like, bro, you guys will see the car we're giving away right now. It's just there chilling.
All right, yeah. Let's definitely go take a tour there. Raul, I appreciate you showing us around. If you guys want to catch me and Lamboraul in person, check us out at the FX Summit 2023 conference, June 2023, fxsummit2023.com to grab your tickets. We'll catch you guys there.